Everyone heard that Ingress NGINX is being retired. What's exactly replacing it? So in this video, I will explain about the Gateway API in the simplest way with a real example from the AWS EKS clusters. If you understand this video, you will know about the future of Kubernetes networking. I am Unnati Gupta, working as a DevOps architect, and welcome back to my channel AI Oops with Unnati. In the last video, we discussed about Ingress NGINX retirement. In that, why it is happening, what all are the alternatives we can use, and after that, so many people ask me how we can use Gateway API, what it is. So in this video, we are going to discuss about that. What is the Gateway API? Gateway API is modular, role-oriented, and vendor-neutral. It is a next-generation replacement for Ingress. You can call it Ingress 2.0. It solves the problem of limited routing, vendor-specific annotations, no separation between infra and application, lack of advanced feature. So the question is why this exists. Imagine you are working in the AWS EKS cluster and your network team is managing TLS, load balancer and the DNS. Your application team is managing the microservice. At the same time, both teams need to access the same files and edit the same files, which make confusion and the conflicts. So Gateway API is splitting the responsibilities and solve this problem. Now, what is the resource model? Gateway API has 4 stable API kinds with a clear role. The first one is gateway class. It defines how gateway should be created. Think of it like a driver or implementation class for AWS, NGINX and Terrific. So this is the YAML file for this. In that gateway class name is example class. We give gateway controller as well. So the second one is the gateway, the actual load balancer. A gateway represents a real traffic entry point, like an AWS load balancer. So this is the YAML file, and in this YAML file, kind is gateway name is example gateway, and then we define gateway class is example class. The protocol is HTTP with the traffic based on HTTP and the listen port number is 80. The third one is HTTP route. This is where application team defines routing routes. So here's the YAML file for this. In that we are giving kind HTTP route. Name of this route is example HTTP route. Gateway we created gave as parent reference and host name. Here I give www.example.com. You can give your host name and then the rules the same way we defined here also as we defining in the Ingress YAMLs. The difference is paths replaced to matches and inside path we are defining type, path type and the values which we are defining in Ingress file directly on the path and using path type. The next thing here we are using backend reference and map services. In Ingress, we are using backend inside that defining services. So by using this, we route traffic from www.example.com/login to example service inside the cluster, which is running on port 8080. gRPC route, it's same as HTTP route, but for gRPC, and it supports method level routing, which Ingress never supported. So you can see everything same as HTTP route, only the change from in the kind section from HTTP route to gRPC route. So let's see the workflow, how it actually works. So user or clients hit the www.example.com means the host name from any browser or any other point. Firstly, the DNS resolves it to the Gateway API, and then Gateway receives the request. It checks matching points, HTTP routes, gRPC route, or applies the headers like header matching or path matching filters, and traffic is forwarded. Then traffic is forwarded to the backend service. Why Gateway API is better than Ingress? Imagine your Kubernetes cluster is like a big office building for years. Ingress was like having one security guard at the main gate. He checks everyone coming and looks at all the passes and decides where they should go. At first, this is worked fine, but slowly, more and more people came. New rules were added. Everyone wanted special routing, custom paths, canary deployments, and one guard had to handle everything. That guard was Ingress, overloaded, tired, and stuck with limited tools. Now enter the Gateway API, which works like a proper modern security system. Gateway API is provided clear separations of duties. The network team manages their main entry gate, which is called the gateway, and the app team manages their own room rules, which is called the HTTP routes. So no interference between the team. The second one is vendor neutral. With Ingress, it was like having different access card for every building. One for AWS, another for NGINX, and another for Istio. With Gateway API, you get an universal card, whether you move between AWS, GCP, Terrific, Kong, or NGINX, as per your choice. The last thing which is provided by Gateway API is more powerful routing, like having automatic doors, scanners, and elevators. Gateway API gives you a feature that Ingress could never handle clearly, like path and header matching, traffic splitting, filters, advanced routing rules. In the next video of this series, I will show you how to install Gateway API on AWS EKS, deploy a sample app, create Gateway plus HTTP route end-to-end, migrate an existing Ingress to Gateway API, gRPC route demo. If this video helped you to understand the Gateway API clearly, hit like, share, subscribe button. It motivates me to make the more content for you. Drop your questions in the comment section. I will reply to every one of them. See you in the next video. Bye bye.